So I would like to start this homily by asking you to guess this famous trademarks. Okay? So, what's this trademark? McDonald's. Who loves McDonald's here? I love McDonald's. What's this trademark? Nike. Good. I'm not wearing Nike rubber shoes now, okay? What's this brand? Starbucks. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people here loves to drink Starbucks coffee. This brand? Apple. Okay. This brand? Shell. The gasoline station. And this brand? Mercedes-Benz, okay? Expensive car, good quality. And if you look at these brands, these trademarks, they don't have their names on it. And yet, most of us do know, right? The brand, the name of the brand. And it's because maybe the goods and the services, they have good quality, good service, good price, or even good resale value. And some other people would copy that brand and sell it at a cheaper price. I work in China for 5 years. And you know, China is rampant with copying this brand, right? Gucci, what's that? Coach, Louis Vuitton, and also Rolex. Okay? And Rolex is an expensive watch. If you know, the average price of a Rolex is 9,000 to 5,000 Canadian dollar. And the most expensive one is 95,000. Okay? And in China, they're selling this fake Rolex watch for 20 Canadian dollar. And the reason I know is because I bought one. I'm embarrassed, don't imitate me. This is illegal, okay? This was my pre-conversion. I was so vain. I want to look good to other people. I want to show people that I'm wearing a Rolex watch worth $15,000. But in reality, it's only $20. After 1 year, it died. Okay? So for us Christians, if we have a trademark, what will that be? Cross? That's a good answer. What else? Huh? Huh? Say louder. Good quality. Okay. What else? Fish. The ictus. Okay. Those are good trademarks. But I think this is the trademark that we have. Love. Jesus, in the Last Supper, told the disciples this, that you love one another even as I have loved you, that you also love one another. Okay? So that's our trademark. But right now in marketing, they're changing trademark into so-called love mark. Have you heard of that? Love mark? Wherein you really love that brand. But for us Christians, we're not just loving our brand. Love is our brand. Love is our trademark. And Jesus modeled that. He loved the disciples unconditionally. Not just his disciples, even his enemies. On the cross, when he was dying on the cross, he forgave those who crucified him. He prayed to the Father, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Love one another as I have loved you. And St. Paul was more specific on how to be able to love. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 6, it says there, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Who here can say that they don't find this challenging? Raise your hand. Okay, good. I'm not raising my hand. I'm challenged by this. I struggle with this too, right? And it seems impossible. But the Lord called us to do this. Okay? If He's calling us to do this, it means it's possible. Because if it's not possible, then He's just setting us up for failure. And the litmus test for this love is on how we love our enemies. Okay? Now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine a person or a group of people that is really getting under your skin. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Imagine the person or people who are really getting under your skin. And ask yourselves why. Why are these people getting under your skin? Okay, now open your eyes. I don't want you to fall asleep in my home. Okay? And the reason why these people are getting under your skin, we don't need to go far. We just look at what's happening right now. Okay? With COVID. Maybe there's somebody who strongly disagrees with your stand with COVID mandate and COVID vaccine. Maybe they've judged you, they've insulted you, they've called you names. It hurts you. Okay? Maybe some of you here are upset with those who are doing protests right now at the parliament. Maybe some of you here are getting upset with the Prime Minister, with how he's handling all this. Maybe you're upset with what somebody has said or done to you that really hurt your reputation. Or maybe you've been abused verbally, emotionally, physically, and even sexually. Or maybe you see the imperfection of that person that is really getting under your skin. Okay? But the Lord called us to love. In Scripture, it says there, if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. Okay? As Christians, we're called to live our life distinctly different from non-Christians. And He said also in our gospel today, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who abuse you. Okay? When people see us, people need to know that we are following Jesus by how we live our life. Because if we don't do this, if we don't live out this love, this calling by Jesus to love others, we're not credible witness. I talked about 2 Sundays ago about how to have a fruitful mission. Remember that? My homily? To have fruitful mission. How could your mission be fruitful if you're not credible witness? How could we share the good news about God's love if we're not even striving to love even our enemies? Okay? And Mahatma Gandhi, you know Mahatma Gandhi, right? He's from India, and he led this passive resistance against the British rule in India, so that India will have its independence. And he was imprisoned so many times, and later on, he was assassinated in 1948. Okay? So, Mahatma Gandhi was a practicing Hindu. But when he read the Bible, he was intrigued by this Jesus whom the Christians worship and follow. And he was very impressed by this Jesus. And because of that, he wanted to know more about him. So one Sunday morning, like today, he decided to visit one of the Christian churches in Calcutta, India. So upon seeking entrance, the usher stopped him at the door, okay? And he was not welcome to enter the church. He was not permitted to enter the church. And the reason behind that was that the usher was telling him that this church service, is only reserved for high caste Indians. I think in India there's like 4 levels of people there. So this service is reserved for high caste Indians and only for the whites. And because Mahatma Gandhi was neither high caste Indian nor white, he was not permitted to enter. And because of this rejection, he turned his back on Christianity. Okay? And he said this: if it weren't for Christians, I'd be a Christian. Ouch. Ouch. I'm guilty. I'm guilty with this too. If it weren't for Christians, I'd be a Christian. It's not just what he saw that Sunday morning, but he also saw the infighting among Christians. Do we see that in our family? Do we see that in our relationships with other people? Do we see that in our parishes? The infighting among Christians. That's why he said, I like your Christ, but not your Christianity. Ouch again. I like your Christ, but not your Christianity. Okay? But the Lord called us to love, and it's possible. We see that in our scripture today, in our first reading. King Saul was hunting down King David to kill him. And when King David had an opportunity to kill King Saul, he did not. Because he loved King Saul. We see that in the lives of the saints, in the lives of the martyrs, how they love their enemies. Anyone here, do you know the Cardinal Nguyen Van Thuan? Our sister Penelope here is from Vietnam, so she knows him very well. Cardinal Nguyen Van Thuan, when he was still an archbishop in Vietnam, he was arrested. Okay? He was arrested not for, he did not do anything wrong. He was arrested by the communist regime in Vietnam because of his Catholic faith. Okay? So he was arrested, and the only thing that he could bring is a rosary. So he went to prison, 13 years in prison. 9 years out of that 13 years, he was in solitary confinement. Okay? He suffered abuse, insults, ridicule from the prison guards. Cardinal Van Thuan had all the reason to hate the government and also to resent the prison guards. But he chose to forgive. He strove to love those prison guards to the point wherein these prison guards were moved. They were moved by his love, that many of them became Christians. If you want to know more about his life, read the book Testimony to Hope, and also the Road documentary in YouTube. You could watch it, Road to Hope. Beautiful. When I was reading his book, I was in tears. I was really in tears. I said, Lord, I want to love the way he was able to love even his enemies. And he said this, only Christian can change hearts, not weapons and not threats. It is love that prepares the way for the announcement of the gospel. And this is his motto. Love conquers everything. Love conquers everything. And when he was in prison, he was always saying this prayer, Jesus, I will not wait. I will live the present moment and fill it with love. I will fill the present moment and fill it with love. If it's possible for Cardinal Van Tuan to love his enemies, can we say that it's also possible for us to do this? I'm asking you. I'm asking you, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. But on our own, we can't do it. We need to go to the source. That's why going back again to the Last Supper, what did Jesus say to his disciples? Love one another as I have loved you. As we experience the love of Jesus in our life, we will be able to love others. That's why it's so important for us to encounter him and experience his love. And it's not just head knowledge that God is love. No, we need to experience it. Love one another as I have loved you. Going back again to our trademark, okay? For us to remember our trademark, it's from the scripture, John chapter 13, verse 35. And they will know you are my disciples by your love. Okay? Not by our rules, not by our theology, righteousness, power, rhetoric, purity, clubs, cross, fish, whatever. Okay? They will know you are my disciples by your love. That is our trademark. That is our love mark. I hope when people see us, they see the love in us. Okay? And let's imitate Cardinal Van Tuan, how he was able to love even his enemies. Okay? And when we have this trademark in us, people see that it's attractive. And it's going to help to make our mission